This guide applies to all our wide format printers in Chatham and the Benzie building. All of them will accommodate page sizes up to A0, which is 840mm width. How to print to the wide format printers in Windows 7. In this guide, we'll use Adobe Photoshop Creative Cloud as the example software, although these guidelines are valid and similar for any other piece of software too. You must avoid working or printing from an external device such as a USB pen, a CD or DVD, or an external hard drive, because this can result in partial, blank or corrupted printouts, and the university gives no refunds for prints spoiled as a result. You mustn't open your work by double-clicking it, or right-clicking and then opening with an associated software application. Instead, you must launch the software, which is located under the Start button, All Programs and Campus Applications. And once Photoshop has successfully launched, on the menu bar click on File, Open, and browse to open your work wherever it's stored. Flatten your image. If your work is saved as a Photoshop file, i.e. a PSD file format, it's strongly recommended that you flatten any layers that are on your work. The Flatten option will generate a smaller file size, and so printing will be faster and less likely to generate errors whilst it's printing. It is important, however, that you mustn't resave your work once this option is applied, as you can't undo any flattening. Change the resolution to 150 dpi. To check or change the resolution of your work, on the menu bar click on Image, and then click on Image Size, and the dialog window here will display. To change your resolution, click on the box next to Resolution and type in the correct number, 150. On the adjacent box, it must be set to pixels per inch. If not, click on the drop arrow button and select it. This change doesn't resize your image in dimensions, width and height, it only changes the resolution to a level the wide format printers will accept and print reliably. Printing your work. To print your work, click on the menu bar, click on File and then click on Print, and the dialog window here will display. And by default, the Print for Mono printer will be selected, and hence the display image of your work won't be fully displayed. Click on the down arrow button on the printer section and click the wide format printer queue that you wish to use. Once you've selected your desired printer queue name, the image display will change again to an oversized ISO A4 size, which is set as the default for all the wide format printers. And next, choose the correct orientation, portrait or landscape, of your work by clicking on the appropriate orientation buttons. Then click on the Print Settings button, and this dialog window will be displayed. By default, even though you've set the correct page size in your work, the printer doesn't match this automatically, and so you must make this selection manually. Click on the drop-down button on the Size Is section. Click on your required paper size, for instance ISO A0, ISO A1 or ISO A2. However, if you want your printout to be exactly the correct size that matches your work, you must select the oversize ISO A0, oversize ISO A1 or oversize ISO A2. Only choose the oversized paper sizes if your image dimension has one of these exact measurements. Once you've chosen your paper size, click on the OK button and the previous dialog window will be displayed again. If you've chosen the oversized paper size, you mustn't tick the Scale to Fit Media button. Also check that the scale box is displaying 100%. If not, click onto this box and type in 100. If you want to fit your image to the edge of the printable area of the selected paper size, click the Scale to Fit Media button, and your image will automatically resize itself to the chosen paper size. The Scale to Fit Media option is very useful because you can fit a small image onto a bigger sized piece of paper. Once you're satisfied with all the details and options displayed on these dialog windows, click on the Print button and your work will be generated and sent to the chosen wide format printer. Please note that when the Scale to Fit Media button is unticked and you've chosen an oversized paper size, an error dialog window like here will pop up. Just click on the Proceed button and your work will be generated and sent to the chosen wide format printer.